Hey, thanks for showing up. So, it's been 6 weeks since I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease stage 4. So, what's happened since then? I'll let you know. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. So, what have I experienced since being diagnosed with stage 4 kidney disease? Well, a lot's transpired since then. I've learned so much via education and people and all kinds of things. I've learned a ton, and all great. And actually, anybody at any stage you're diagnosed with kidney disease, I highly suggest going to an educational class or something like that, because you can learn so much and even slow down your kidney disease so that you're not at stage 4 or 5 where you need a kidney transplant or dialysis. So if you go to a class, that can definitely help you there. So you should definitely check out a kidney disease class. So, what kind of symptoms have I experienced since being diagnosed with stage 4 kidney disease? Well, I didn't realize it, but until I went through that kidney disease class did I learn what I was actually going through. One thing that was bothering me was itchy skin. My skin was just constantly itchy. And I thought it may have just been dry skin or something like that, but apparently it wasn't. It's due to high levels of phosphorus, and that causes your skin to itch. And so with the diet correction, I lowered the amount of phosphorus I started eating, and my skin itchiness, I mean, it didn't go away, but it did reduce. Like, I wasn't constantly itching all over. Also fatigue. I'm really tired, just like super tired at random points throughout the day. Be honest, I'm actually a little tired right now, and kind of feeling like I could use a nap. But I'm also cold all the time. My legs swell up. I got low back pain. Sometimes I get some nausea. I haven't vomited yet, but I just get really nauseous and I feel sick. And yeah, those are about the things that I experience. And sometimes I'm a little forgetful too. I'll be thinking about something or doing something and just completely. But to be honest, I've always been kind of forgetful. So I don't know if it's from the usual, or it just seems a little more so that, I'll just be doing something and completely forget what I was doing. So it's kind of frustrating at sometimes. But yeah, those are about it. I know there's some people that have it a lot worse than I do, and so I feel blessed and fortunate that those are my symptoms. But I've been able to control a little bit of them depending on what I eat by lowering my sodium, my potassium, my phosphorus, my protein, by lowering all those things, by drinking no dark sodas, by just drinking clear things or just water. That's also helped me a lot. And because of that class and knowing what I shouldn't do, my kidney disease has changed. Well, my numbers have changed. Not it has changed, but so the first set of numbers my doc did, he got my GFR was 20, but he did a 24-hour urine, and then there's some kind of equation that you put it into by volume times something, and you get out what your GFR really looks, depending on how much you're filtering. And so he actually found it at 25. So that's good news. He says that gives me a couple more months before I have to look at dialysis or kidney transplants. So that's really good news. That, he still thinks that it'll probably be at the end of the year or maybe even next year. But if I do really well, who knows? Maybe I could actually, I'm trying to be optimistic, but maybe I could actually stay off dialysis or needing a transplant for a little longer than that. If I just, my kidney damage will continue because of the diabetes, but I can definitely slow it down if I just do better blood blood pressure control, blood sugar control, and diet and exercise. So I've been really trying to do those things. Me and him have been working on my blood pressure because it's been really high. And so we're knocking that down, and hopefully that'll work. And then I've been working on my blood sugar and my diet, and I think that's where we've gotten to get our GFR at 25. So that still gives me plenty of points away. He says it's kind of a premature conversation right now to talk about transplants and, dialysis options, but I definitely don't think so. I think the more knowledge you have, and the better off you are at the end, because the best advocate you can have is yourself. And so if I'm pushing and learning and we're doing better, then I think the outcome will be better. And I think that's key is you got to try to maintain a good attitude. I've been in EMS for 7 years. So I've been 911 and interfacility transport, where I've transported people from hospital to hospital and things like that. So I've kind of seen both sides of it. And what I've seen and learned is that when you stop moving, or when you stop being proactive, and that's when you start to degrade. You start to really fall apart at that point. And when you don't have family advocates there, you as an advocate, I see patients who are just, really strong and have really good spirits about them, and long term they seem to be doing better. And when their families are very supportive and, in there checking on them, making sure they're doing better, they also have a better outcome. But people who are just kind of left to their own devices and kind of slip in the cracks, normally they don't do so well. Like I said, that's just my personal experience. That's what I've noticed. So yeah, I want to try to maintain that attitude and keep that progress up. Something else we learned is that with kidney transplants, one, there's a huge list of people you got to see. You got to see an eye doctor, heart doctor, you got to see this huge list of doctors, and they all have to clear you and say, yes, he can move on and go get a transplant. But then once I get the transplant, I learned that I can't be around sick people. Like it says, like if you have a cough, just kind of stay away from them. But my job as an EMT is dealing with sick people constantly. That's all. We have sick people, hurt people, anything in the medical field there. That's something I can do. So that's something that I've been really trying to think about. Is what do I do next? What does my career path look like? What could I do? I mean, I have 7, maybe 8 years. I don't know what it is now. I think it's 7 or 8. 7 or 8 years of EMS experience, and it seems kind of useless now, because now I got to move on to a career field that can't be around sick people, or if I get a new kidney, of course. That's all assuming if I get a new kidney. And so I'm looking at trying to be a coder. Now, I don't know how well that's going to work out. I applied to this program. It's called Code Louisville. And we'll see if I get accepted. I have no idea if I'll get accepted. I don't even know if I could work it out with my current work schedule. But as they say, there's a will, there's a way. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find a way to look towards in the future, to not just see this as some kind of disability death sentence or something like that. But no, I'm gonna fight this. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna move on. And I'm going to carry on with my life and do whatever I can. I'm not going to let this try to slow me down or stop me. It's just going to be one extra thing on me, but it's not going to stop me. So that's where I'm trying to maintain my focus and keep my hope, and keep the faith there, because faith is definitely a big part of it. So those are the kind of things that I've learned over the past 6 weeks now of being diagnosed, and it's been a roller coaster. It seems like every week there's something else. Every week I'm learning something different, and please keep it up, please. I've learned so much from people who've reached out for me through the YouTube and the Facebook and the Instagram. People who have come and said, hey, this is what I've experienced, this is what I've learned, and I've taken every bit of that. That's how I learned about the phosphorus. is that when it builds up too high, it makes your skin really itchy. I've talked to people about things that, as CKD patients themselves, how they work it out and how they try to manage their symptoms. I've also talked to people who have had transplants or family members who have transplants, and please give me as much information as possible because I want to learn every bit of this. I think if I don't know it, then that gives me less tools to be able to handle it and to advocate for myself and to make sure that I have the best treatment and the best options and opportunities for my family. Because I don't want to, put this on them and then destroy our lives because of it. I want to one, make something of my life, in spite of this. Yes, this happened to me. Yes, it's my fault. Let's move on. Let's get stuff done and let's figure it out. But the best way I can do that is by knowing what I'm dealing with, knowing your enemy, if you will. So if I know every aspect of this, I think I can do better at fighting it and at pursuing good options. So please give me the information, leave comments, send me messages, direct me to videos. I really appreciate any and all information you can provide, or anyone that you know who is in the field, around the field, or participating in the field in any way. I appreciate everything, and I do take it all in. So please leave a comment, like the video so that other people can find it and see it. And the more likes we get, the more people will notice it. And same thing with shares. The more shares we get, the more people will see it. Try to tag people in it if you can too, and that always helps. On the YouTube, hit the notification bell so that you can know when we're putting out new videos. And then on Facebook, there's the messengers thing and the Facebook page, and on Instagram, if you just follow my Instagram. And we kind of changed all the names to The Right Leg, because I am the right leg. Some people were actually having a hard time with Slag Vlog, S-Leg Vlog, because they weren't sure about it and they didn't know what it meant or anything like that. Although, you could say that the right leg, you don't know much about it, but you know that you're reaching me, the right leg. But there's actually a little story behind the right leg. So when I was younger, we would always answer our house phone as Stephen Leg, Leg Resident Stephen Leg, how may I help you? And my uncle, he would always say the same thing. He's like, which leg is this? And I would tell him, the right leg, and we get a little chuckle out of it. But yeah, you've reached the right leg. If you're looking for, me, Stephen, then you found me. So yeah, I thought that was kind of a throwback to the good old days, and I kind of thought it was a little witty too. So find us on The Right Leg, the right, R-I-G-H-T, leg, L-E-G-G-E, which is me, either on Facebook, on Instagram, or on YouTube. So thank you guys for everything. I hope to get back to you soon. I also have a meeting. I've been trying to work out some meetings with some people. There's a meeting I have with the manager of shoot. She's not the manager. She's the director of like the financial side of insurance for dialysis and kidney disease. So I want to talk to her. So some of y'all who are interested in that kind of video, because I know I'm interested in it, so I'm assuming that you might be interested in as well, about the medical billing side of it. Also, I want to talk to a kidney disease patient who had a transplant, so I might get a chance to talk with somebody about that. And then also I might have a chance to talk with some specialists. So please stay tuned and see that stuff coming out here soon. So thanks again for showing up, and I hope to see the rest of you guys later. Take care.